Hello, everybody. This is a slightly impromptu live. I'm also live on Instagram, so if you would prefer to watch on your phone or if you're already on your phone, great. I don't ever go live except on Mondays, and I've never gone live on Instagram, so kind of trying out something new. But I felt like it was just a good opportunity to create a space for people to hang out and say hello and to realize that we're not alone in all these things that are happening so quickly from so many companies this week. And it's been a really tough week. I've been emotional this week just thinking about, my own journey as an online ESL teacher with Chinese companies and just reminiscing, down the path of all the great opportunities that I've had, the wonderful people that I have met, not only fellow online teachers like you, but also staff from China and my wonderful students. So it is a really hard week and definitely a hard pill to swallow for a lot of teachers. And I just wanted to create a space this morning for folks to jump in and say hello. And I will provide some simple updates, but I'm not going to go over what all the companies are saying. We kind of get the message. Things are not looking really good. And, online ESL teaching in China as we know it is coming to an end, and it's changing. And rather than seeing this as a crumbling of our lives or a crumbling of, this opportunity that we've been able to have, some of us for many years. I've been an online teacher with 4 or 5 different companies now for almost 4 years. And I've helped hundreds of teachers get hired as well. And it's just been an amazing opportunity. And so take a deep breath, let's take a deep breath and just understand that we're all going through this. And whether this was a part-time job for you, or if it was a full-time gig for you, or whether you were with one company or with many companies, or if you've got other online gigs, this has been one of the most incredible jobs I've ever had, for sure. I just want to say hello to folks on Instagram. Noelle is popping in. Hey, Lisa is learning. Hey, Susan, great to have you. And we've got lots of people saying hello on YouTube as well. Hey, Michael, teacher Michael's here. Tough week. Yeah, wishing everyone well for sure. Thank you, Alexander. My heart goes out to all the Gogokid teachers who got that email this morning. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go through all the individual companies. I have been getting numerous updates from teachers at various companies, and everything is happening somewhat differently, but somewhat in a similar fashion. The big shocker was Gogokid this morning emailing everyone with a really generic, it wasn't a very warm and fuzzy email, I'll say that, basically saying that everything is stopping as of today. I don't even know if Gogokid teachers were able to even teach the classes that they had booked. And if you were a Gogokid teacher, let me know in the chat. But, I say were because it is past tense. Gogokid is no longer operating. They are no longer providing their curriculum and offering live classes to foreign teachers. It's crazy to say that. I mean, if there was any company that I thought would survive this, it was Gogokid and VIPKid. And again, VIPKid, we're still waiting to hear about that. I did have someone on Instagram tell me that they just emailed, but unless I get that in the next few minutes, I won't be able to read it live. But I don't see anything from VIPKid at the moment. However, I would say brace for the worst. I mean, if Gogokid is able to just email and say we're closing today, with even their Facebook group shutting down, and all of a sudden everyone's without a job, then the same thing can happen with VIPKid for sure. Teacher John says, classes were canceled today, so no teaching. There we go. Belinda, yes, I was not able to teach my classes for today. Let me just scroll up here and see. James says, Wales English sent out an email today asking us to pre-record 10 classes of future classes to be completed by 12 p.m. Friday. It looks like, obviously, there seems to be a little bit of leniency with some companies to be able to maybe extend contracts and classes that parents have already purchased with respective companies. It is a bit odd that Gogokid wasn't following suit with that. And, with Magic Years, they are saying 6 months to a year, teachers can continue to teach and they're still hiring. I mean, I don't know. I can't see it happening that long. I really, really can't. I can't see if companies are closing their doors today and not hiring anymore. What parent is going to want to purchase more packages of classes if it's all coming to an end really, really soon? So the whole thing seems a bit weird. I taught my classes with VIPKid, and I most certainly told them that I will be offering private classes as well, and as an opportunity for my regulars if they wanted to continue with me. I am going to be just checking my email here. I am going to be creating a few videos coming up about how this can be done. I've been contacting people that are doing this with Chinese students. I've also got several of my own students, 2 or 3 that I've had over the years, and looking forward to teaching other teachers how to potentially do this as well. There are a few links in the video if you would like to express interest in learning more about that. There's a form in the description of this video. But this is a place to just say hello, and if you've got updates, or you want to share something, or you want to ask questions or share opportunities, this is a space to do that as well. So we've got lots of people here. Don't be shy to say hello, and feel free to vend, or just to understand and know that you're not alone. There are thousands of us going through this all at the same time. And as much as we loved this job, and as much as we loved this opportunity, I knew it wasn't going to be forever. I knew that teaching as we knew it with these companies, it wasn't going to be something that was going to be sustainable and to be able to be my job for forever. And nor did I necessarily want it to be. It's a great job, but I've dwindled my classes down to 3 or 4 a day. I love teaching those students because they've been with me for, some of them, 3 years. And so I still get joy out of that, but I wasn't getting joy out of teaching lots and lots of classes in a row. And so I've gone through periods of taking little breaks and growing my income in other ways, diversifying and looking for other opportunities. And, I'm still going to be here creating content for online teachers and supporting you as you look for other opportunities in this space. If you want to, go on your own and go solo, I have a Facebook group that I'm reawakening and hoping to help teachers to be able to do things like that and to find opportunities. So that link is also in the description of this video. Thank you, Angel, for being here. You are most welcome. Yeah, April, so sorry. If you were a Gogokid teacher and that was the only company that you were teaching for, let us know. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? Whether this was a full-time job for you or just a side gig. I know it's really, really hard to get some kind of announcement like that so abruptly and without literally any notice. I thought that Gogokid was going to kind of do the same thing that Magic Years did, but no, they're done. They're absolutely finished, and they are, definitely they're finished. Sito says, I think going on your own is dangerous. There's still many countries to work out. Oh gosh, going on your own is not dangerous at all. There's a plethora of learners out in the world that want to study English, not just in China. Online teaching is not dead, it's growing, and there's lots of opportunities. And so if you have opportunities that you do online, whether it's teaching or something else, feel free to share with others so we can get ideas. Lauren says, hi, Tim. I teach for VIPKid. Taught this morning. I was able to sign a new contract September 1st. I'm thankful for your videos and have been looking into some of the options you shared. Yeah, the only update that I actually have from VIPKid is this one that was a few hours ago from Eric. It says, let me rephrase the post. He made one earlier. It says, in light of announcements from other ESL companies, there are no changes to VIPKid operations. Please continue to go to your book classes. All completed classes will be compensated as scheduled. I often forget that I scroll through this page. Yeah, this is not meant to be alarming. Just a reminder to continue going to your book classes. My feeling about that is a saving face post. I feel like something is going to happen unless they can pivot or be able to circumvent these new regulations. As I said before, VIPKid was one company that I thought, if any were going to survive, it would be the big ones, the ones that are maybe venturing into other countries or listed as different things. But, with the IPOs not a possibility anymore, and public funding and outside funding, like there's little room for these companies to grow, and the future is pretty bleak for them. So it's definitely a bleak future for sure. Janie says, VIPKid just updated their statement on the Hutong. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen anything from VIPKid in the last few hours. Definitely haven't seen an email yet, but I am keeping my eye on that as we talk, just in case something comes through. But if you want to link that, Janie, I don't know if you can put a link in here for folks, or would like to copy and paste it, you're welcome to. Damaris says, I'm still in the hopes that Magic Years has a plan B because I was offered a 3-year contract last week. So I honestly don't think they would offer that if they already knew what was going to happen. Well, they've already said it. The announcement on Monday was that they are phasing out their programs and allowing students to continue to finish up their classes. But maybe that 3-year contract was an attempt at something late last week. But I don't see anything happening, and I wouldn't even give it 6 months. I would think that things are closing soon. And I just watched their latest video on YouTube. They premiered basically a goodbye video 30 minutes ago on their YouTube channel with some highlights from over the years. So it is really, really sad for sure. I'm getting someone sending me an attachment here. So I don't know if I close this, if Instagram is going to disappear. But can you send that to me at timgascoigne1@gmail.com, whoever that was. I think it was Andrea. I did see that, but shoot me the email and I'll be able to look at it and maybe read it live. Cindy says it's heartbreaking. Yeah, it is heartbreaking. My heart goes out to everybody who's suffering right now. It's a really, really tough time. And Cambly Kids is an option. I love the whole community is coming together and to support each other. Thank you for your ideas and options for work. Yeah, Cambly Kids is an option. I'll tell you right now that they're inundated and saturated, and I've seen more rejections in the last couple of days from my referrals, which is a bit of alarming because they were really needing teachers last week. I made a video that I think sent a lot of applicants their way, and I think maybe they're kind of reaching their peak right now. Feel free to apply. I have links in other videos if you'd like to apply to them, but they are taking a little while to get applications processed. But I did have someone actually this morning who signed their contract and they're starting. So the bookings are good there. If you want to get your name on a list or, at least put your application in, it's definitely an option. This is really all coming at such a weird time because as this is happening, I'm also preparing my workshop presentation for Scale to Success, which is happening tomorrow. Actually, it's starting in a few hours, so I'm going to be attending live. And it's a live event for online teachers who want to scale a business. Maybe you need some inspiration. Maybe you need some encouragement. Maybe you want to meet other teacherpreneurs and learn from others who have, blazed a path of building multiple income streams. Feel free to come and participate. You can get a ticket. The link is in my bio, and it's starting in a few hours. So it's going to go all day on Friday. All day today and all day on Friday. And you can also get the replays for a small upgrade on that. So the ticket price is, I think it's $100, but it's really well worth it because there are 8 speakers, I believe, 7 or 8 speakers. I'm one of them, and we're just sharing a lot of value and a lot of knowledge. And, you can join a couple of hundred other online teachers who are in this space. Okay, thank you, Ben. I'm going to check that email right now. Okay, on the Hutong, let's read this live. This is kind of cool. Dear teachers, I want to just make sure that this is legit before I read it. Ben, can you verify that this is legit? Is this the VIPKid Hutong? I'll just wait for you to confirm that before I read it live. I'm trying to multitask here. Hello, Instagram. Sorry, I'm not neglecting you. I'm just also live on YouTube. Hey, Ali. Hey, my own journey. Thanks for being here, guys. Bearded Teacher says yes. Okay, let's read it. Dear teachers, we are writing to provide an update regarding the recent announcements made regarding education regulations. Although other ESL companies have made announcements to teachers on their platforms, our team is still working to understand implementation timelines and details so we can best communicate how these new regulations will impact the future of teachers on the VIPKid platform. Unlike some other ESL companies that have announced business decisions regarding their platforms, as one of the largest ESL companies with global users, including many varied product lines and global services, VIPKid is confident that our business will remain operational. Interesting. I still don't see an email. So I wonder why they're putting this on the Hutong first. VIPKid's top priority is for all teachers to continue teaching on our platform so that together we can continue in our mission to inspire and empower every child for the future. While this new future may look a little different, we are committed to seeing this through and offering our support to all teachers on the VIPKid platform. We plan to be in touch as soon as we have more details pertaining to the platform that will affect our beloved teacher community. In the meantime, we promise the following: regular communication and transparency, blah, 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 payment sent on time, more global class offerings. We will continue to expand our student population and our VIPKid services globally so that teachers continue to have success and opportunities on our platform. Thank you for your patience and continued support, and we'll be in touch soon. So this is on August the 5th, so that's today. There's one on July. I'm getting 2 emails from other people here. Yeah, this is the same one. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Ben, and the other person that just sent me one. So it looks like they're seeming really positive about this. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Esther says it came out an hour ago on the Hutong. Yeah, so there's definitely, that is the most optimistic I've seen of any company for sure. You know, I really appreciated Magic Ear's email. It was very caring. It was very supportive. But it was like, look, guys, things are ending, and our operations and our business as we know it is coming to an end. VIPKid is an empire, and they're huge, you know, with thousands, 100,000 plus teachers. I don't know, that was the statistics a year ago. You know, over 1 million students. Like they have a lot of resources, and you know, I always thought that they would figure out a loophole or figure out a way to continue this, but it looks like, you know, you guys can read that on the Hutong, and I'll post maybe a link to this after the video as to being able to read it a little bit more detailed or something. But it's vague yet supportive and optimistic, I would say. That's probably how I would describe it. David says, I feel positive, remain optimistic of what is happening with VIPKid. Thank you, David. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wasn't an hour ago, but I'm intrigued by this because they've been silent. They really have been silent. Mars says, I think, yes, be positive but diverse. Yeah, and I want to talk about this for a second. You know, this whole idea of, well, I'll kind of wait and see what happens. Like if we were saying that a couple weeks ago and you were only teaching for one company or Gogokid or something, like, you've essentially just lost your job today, right? And that's really, really tough. We need to start preparing for the future. We need to start thinking about other opportunities. And as much as we would love for this job to go forever, it just isn't. But as online teachers, I'm so encouraged by what is possible and by how we can use this as an opportunity to scale, to grow, to reach for bigger things, to dream bigger, to look for other opportunities. You know, your skills as an online teacher are not going to go away. And all that you've learned and the growth that you've had over the last 5 years, many people, 6 years, whether it's a month, a year, whatever, you can take those skills into something else, you know? And online teaching doesn't only exist in China. I'm hired with Cambly, and I successfully taught students last weekend for the first time with Cambly Kids, and it was wonderful. Is the pay great? No, but I had to do no preparation. They don't require a degree or experience, and it's really accessible, and you can really do it last minute whenever you want to. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and that's just one. You know, there's companies in Korea, there's companies in South America. Yes, they're smaller. You know, yes, they may not pay as well, but keep your eyes out and keep looking and talking to other teachers, networking and finding other opportunities. I'm very interested in a company called Hallo. It's Hallo, and I am going to be exploring them a little bit next week and sharing about them. There's a really neat cooperative happening in the UK called My Cool Class. I'm also going to be sharing about them. Other teachers on YouTube have also been sharing, what they're doing. So there are other opportunities for you to be able to teach online, and maybe you're on a marketplace, maybe you're making less money, but maybe it allows you to find your teaching niche. You know, if you've only taught for an online ESL company and you've just taught kind of general English to children, you may not really know yet, like, what specific area of teaching do you really love teaching, or what kind of area can you really focus on if you're going to market yourself as a freelance or a tutor or as an independent teacher that wants to, have a few students and go out on your own. Marsheka says, I just saw a live on Lexi today about Hallow. Yeah, I did see that she was doing one as well. Let me just see if there's any Instagram comments. Instagram, you are quiet. YouTube is popping with the conversation. Let me know if anyone has any questions or comments. Oh, I see here. Just Karen, just think about it. Education is always changing. We are very experienced teachers. There are many other opportunities out there. Let's use this as a new adventure. Yes, I 100% agree. Absolutely. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm speaking at this summit this weekend, and I'm so excited to inspire teachers to think bigger and to be more entrepreneurial. I'm talking about websites. Kind of sounds boring, but I'm going to make it sexy. Websites can help you to grow your business. And there's going to be so many other speakers talking about teachers pay teachers, Etsy, email marketing, building courses, building memberships. You have so much to offer. And now's the time, right now. Now is the time to step back and reflect on what you've learned, how you've grown, what this experience has taught you, and what you can do moving forward. So I'm taking August off primarily to regroup, to refocus. Obviously, a lot of what I do is with online teaching and supporting online teachers through my YouTube channel. And so I'm going to be taking stock and looking at what's next for me. I'm not going back to the classroom. I'm committed to building my business online and growing and scaling. And I encourage you to be thinking along those lines too. But if you're in a crunch right now, if you're in a pinch and you don't know what to do, start writing out some things that you might be able to do, even if it's opportunities that you may not really want to do right in this moment. If it's going to bring in some money, if it's going to help you to pay that mortgage next month, then take a week and look at that. And as well, if you need to get off Facebook or YouTube and stop listening to all this stuff about the Chinese regulations, trust me, I hear you. It's a lot, and a lot has been repeated, and we kind of get what's going on now, right? So if you need to take a step back from that, go ahead, mute things, get out of the Facebook groups if you're feeling overwhelmed and feeling like everyone's kind of negative, and surround yourself with positive people and look at this as an opportunity. So I don't know about this. I don't know if physical contact teaching is not affected in China. I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I really, really am not sure. Oh, Instagram is weird. This is my first time going live on Instagram, so I'm not seeing the comments. There we go. Online teacher Kim says, I just heard about a company called EduKita. EduKita, based in Indonesia. Has anyone else heard of them? Very, very good. Yeah, there's EduKita. Band show for my certified teacher friends based in the US and Canada. Lisa, hey Lisa. Lisa's speaking today actually about Teachers Pay Teachers. Think of marketing yourself as showing your experience and skills. We all have those. Yeah, absolutely. Elite American accent. Oh, I know who you are. That looks like VIPKid Dad. Is it? I'm booking 40 to 50 hours per week on Preply and italki. Yeah, so Preply and italki, like I was going to mention them actually. If you want to, just set up a profile on marketplace platforms, you can do that really easily. You can set up a profile, start thinking about what type of, as I said before, what type of English you want to offer, what kind of specific niche you want to target, because those are the teachers that do really well, and see how that goes. It's not all doom and gloom. There are opportunities out there. Take time, take stock, reflect, and let's move on. Let's look at what we can do from here. It's been a really good gig. As I said, I've made so many great friends, and I don't see this as a chapter closing necessarily, maybe a chapter closing, but a new one opening. But I see this as just more growth and more exciting things to come for all of us. Hey, Carl, think you're a bit, the Bloomberg article says VIPKid and Gogokid is closing. Partly true. We're still waiting on VIPKid, but yes, Gogokid closed today. Logan, hey Logan, do you think that the market will start to become heavily congested in the next few months with all the applications of moving teachers? No, I don't, because the world is big, and I think that there are adults and children all over the world wanting to learn English. We've just, a lot of us have just kind of focused on working with companies, but there's a big world out there. There's a lot of opportunity. So no. And I also want to say that Chinese parents are still going to want classes with foreign teachers. That's not going away. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is there's going to be a massive divide, in my opinion. The parents that can afford to hire private teachers like us to teach their students are going to be paying a higher price, and it's going to cause the families that can't afford that to not be able to have access to classes with foreign teachers. But there's still a demand. Like, just because the government has made these regulations, there still is a demand for foreign teachers, and people still want to learn English. So the demand is still there. Can you think outside the box and circumvent that and figure out ways to connect with them? Are you using WeChat? I would absolutely be, if you can, connecting with your parents on WeChat. I know that companies obviously don't want that, but look, Gogokid dropped you like a hat this morning, literally closed the door and said, we're done. So companies don't really care about you. They don't. They'll just let you go at the drop of a hat. As unfortunate as it is, obviously, company employees care and they're wonderful people, but they're not the ones making the big decisions. And you could wake up tomorrow morning and find out that VIPKid has closed as well. I don't think that they will based on that email, but you could. So it's definitely important to prepare. Keep teaching your classes. If you're still able to continue teaching online with a company, keep teaching your classes and share your WeChat with parents. Start building up your WeChat contact list. This will be really, really important if you want to move into teaching your students privately, which is possible. There's a link in the video, the description of this video, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, to express interest about that. Palfish, no, they're pretty much done. Sorry, unfortunately, things are not looking good there. No, China does not use PayPal, but some Chinese parents do use PayPal. I do have an opportunity to accept payments through Alipay and WeChat. And if this is successful, I will be sharing about it in a future video. So stay tuned for that. But I'm just working out some details on that. But I do have a service that's able to do that. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel. I will be sharing some content about that, because that is a big issue. Hey, Gwen, Gogokid teacher. Thankfully, I recently accepted a part-time daytime job teaching adults, and I'm with Protostar, but I feel for many affected. Yeah, absolutely. So, let's use this as an opportunity. Just interview with NovaKid today. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for everyone in the Instagram group here. Hey, Kaylee, they can pay over WeChat. Yes, you can pay over WeChat, but you can't take WeChat money out unless you have a bank account. So that's the difficult part with WeChat. Fully booked with Landy. I thought they were the first company going out. Hey, Samantha, Kaylee, we can't add a bank account on WeChat. Yeah, that is true. Payoneer, unless they're, these are not available in China unless they're circumventing that with VPNs and stuff like that. I have a student in Hong Kong who pays me through TransferWise, but Hong Kong is not completely regulated by that firewall, so they're able to do that. Whoops. Let's see here. Yeah. Question, I have lots of students from the past 4 years of teaching, but don't know how to get paid from them. Okay, I just mentioned that. We're going to be talking about how to accept RMB. I've got a connection who is going to help me to figure that out, and I will share that on here when it is ready to go. VIPKid. Oh, that's cool. Never heard of them. Yeah, so feel free to share. Lexi's Facebook group is a great Facebook group. It's called Diversified, ESL Diversified. And I've got a Facebook group as well. If you are interested in going solo, private teaching, we're going to be supporting all of that in the Facebook group. The link is in the description of this video. Facebook user. Yes, Palfish is going down fast. My last student told me she was excited about the coming changes. I've been teaching this kid for 3 years. I'm ready to cancel all of my remaining classes now. So sorry. Who's Palfish? It's in the announcements. Tim has all the connections. I don't. I just do have people that through my channel reach out and want to collaborate and stuff. Ben says, what are your thoughts about the possible innovations that will come from this change in China? Let me read that again. What are your thoughts about the possible innovations that will come from this change in China? Well, like I said earlier, I mean, I think the demand is just, it's going to be there still. I mean, parents want foreign teachers. Potentially there's going to be, you know, maybe like in-house foreign teachers are going to have more opportunities because it's going to be easier. But the opportunity is still going to be there. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that for the future, like what could happen. I think that parents are going to find ways to hire foreign teachers. That's bottom line. So I think teachers are going to get creative and find ways to connect with parents, and parents are going to get creative and find ways to connect with teachers. We never thought that this was possible when VIPKid came around years ago, because it was difficult. It is difficult. I mean, let's be honest. Language barriers, payment barriers, firewall barriers, but you know, they bridge that gap, and so have all these companies. But you can do what VIPKid does on your own. You can teach students just, you know, probably better than what their curriculum offers. You can accept payments. Once you figure that part out, you can roll. You can use, you know, applications to do video. It's not that difficult. So Wales English is also done. They're phasing out too. Not completely like a doors closed thing, but yeah. Absolutely. Claudia, share your WeChat. I mean, companies frown upon it, but look, I'm not going to say any more about that. I mean, they frown upon it, but they'll drop you like a hat as well, right? So what's the worst that can happen? They're going to fire you? Well, they're going to fire you anyway, eventually. So it's all coming to an end. So I think you got to do what you got to do. Yes, China can access Zoom. Yeah, people can use Ding Talk. Absolutely. So Carl says, Tim, do you think China will pivot to AI-based learning? Yes, 100%. That's a good point. Also, do you suggest moving to China to find a job? It's going to be difficult right now with the restrictions. But yeah, I taught in China for 3 years. It's amazing. No security issues with using WeChat from my perspective. We are frowning upon them right now. Yeah, exactly, for sure. So a lot of people are asking about WeChat verification. Do what you got to do. Keep trying. It requires someone to verify you. I can't verify anyone, but you know, if you can connect with another online teacher who has WeChat, you can try. It is difficult, but push through. People do find success with it. I teach privately I use Zoom to teach, and I have a student that I use a curriculum from OftaClass to teach, and I have another student that teach on WeChat, actually, literally just using WeChat. So you're such a blessing. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Waiting for my teaching material currently to start teaching from South Africa. Cool. Tim, how to compare companies to select a fit instead of frantically applying everywhere? Companies will be overwhelmed. Hey, Race of Seasons from Malaysia. I just left Malaysia. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, there are so many other companies out there, right? I would look at like what people are talking about. I mean, that's how people apply to VIPKid. OutSchool as well. Let me not forget that. If you haven't taken the leap to try OutSchool, you can find a niche on OutSchool and do really, really well. They're not Chinese based, you know, and if you've got something you want to teach, give it a go. There are options. I know it's stressful. And if you were relying on this 100%, I feel you. And I understand that it's really, really tough, but there's options out there, and we don't have to feel like, you know, this is the end. Enrique, I use WeChat to, excuse me, to teach one of my former students, still working out payment strategy. Okay. Yeah. Verbaling is not accepting any new teachers now. Yeah, they're another, I don't know much about them, but they're another platform. My Facebook is called Going Solo it's in this YouTube description if you can't find it. It's called Going Solo Independent Teaching or something like that. Yes, off to class is great. Is there potential for Education First to say, I thought I heard that they had closed up. Marketing myself petrifies me. I understand, Stephanie. Yeah, totally. But, once you start doing it, it's not difficult. And, you start to step into your own. And when you understand who you're serving and what you have to offer, it becomes less scary. iTutor Group, I think they're pivoting. I'm not sure, but I haven't heard about them. If anyone knows about iTutor Group, you can put it in the chat. Protostar, yes, I talked to Protostar. I talked to someone at Protostar today, and they are still, hiring a little bit from what I gathered, and I imagine that they're also trying to pivot as well or figure out ways, but they haven't closed up. What would you suggest for someone who brand new to online teaching? Is it still worth it to take the leap without connections or former experience to online? Absolutely. It's totally still worth it. But, online ESL companies are not the way to go anymore. Online ESL for South African companies, I don't really know anymore. I'm sorry. I do have a video about them, but if they're based in China, they're a no-go. Cambly, I keep saying Cambly, but Cambly, italki, you could try to get on those marketplaces right now. Yeah, no, those contracts with Magic Ears, I don't believe are an option anymore. They have basically said goodbye. They're phasing out. They're not hiring anymore. So, do you know resources for creating material to teach your own classes on OutSchool? I know what I want to teach, but I don't know how to create the curriculum. So let us know what you want to teach, because sometimes it's not always about creating a massive curriculum. I mean, if you're teaching baking, right, you're not creating a massive curriculum. You're just using tools and things in your kitchen. So it depends on what you're teaching. I mean, Nearpod is a great resource for creating lessons. You can use Canva if you want to design slides, if that's the type of class you're offering. Canva and Nearpod are really, really great. Oh, Maria says, it was my sole income. I'm so sad and so sudden. Maria, my heart goes out to you. It really, really does. I'm so sorry. That's all I can say. It's really, really tough. But I'm here to provide hope and just a space for people to chat, because it is difficult for so many. Engu is hiring. The pay is very low, but you can work as much as you want. That's true, Julie. Yeah, Engu is another good option. Damaris, they sent me a Ding Talk message where they are still hiring. Apparently they are, but I can't understand how or why. But apparently Magic Ears is. EF is US based, perhaps closing in China, but almost certainly okay elsewhere. Good. Yeah. Hey, Andrew, thanks for the hope. Yeah, thanks for being here. I hope Good Fortune Box will diversify. I mean, this is it's a hard time for everyone, and it's tough. That's all I got to say. It's tough. I even poured a cup of tea today. I never drink tea. I always have coffee, if you know me. Today just felt like a tea day. I just felt like I needed a comfort drink. So I made a tea. And I haven't been able to do anything today. It's just been a really weird day. Like, I don't feel like all hope is lost, but I just feel so sad because I've invested my life into online ESL teaching for the last 4 years. So it's just crazy. Yeah, it's really, really tough. So sorry for anyone that's going through a hard time. It is a hard week for all online teachers. I don't have anything concrete to say except, we're in it together and we're going to support each other. And, there's hope out there. I know it seems really, really hard, and it's not easy. It feels grim. It was really, I don't know. It was almost too good to be true, and it paid well, and it was like you could, gosh, I was making almost as much as I was teaching in an international school when I was teaching 4 or 5 hours a day with VIPKid. It was just an amazing, too good to be true opportunity, and I'll miss it so much. But I know that there's more out there, And I know that we can pivot. I know that we can grow and learn from this. And, you know, there's no better time than now to start thinking about what else you can do. Bianca started at VIPKid a week ago, so it's hard to know that I just started and it will be gone soon. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you know, I've been with them for almost 4 years. So to think, and it was so exciting back then. And it always has been. So I feel you. I don't know if you've even been hearing about all this stuff, but you know, you're hired. Maybe things will turn around for VIPKid. Their message on the Hutong sounds really promising. It's the first time reading of it. I do need to look at it a bit more and wait for an email from them. Just looking to see if anything has come through, but not as of right now. Every time you say pivot, I hear Ross on Friends. What? I can't picture the phrase, Stephanie. Gogokid teachers, you can still log into your account and fill out a form to say goodbye to certain students. Good to know. I tried to log into my Magic Years account today and I couldn't, so I don't know what happened there. It didn't say that, it just wasn't letting me get in there. Protostar is okay for now because they are US and Hong Kong based. I have a friend who is an interviewer with them. Thanks, Susie. I recognize you from YouTube, I think. Michael has a good word here. Skills as teachers are extremely valuable, and I'm sure we will figure out the right next move. Yeah, perfect, for sure. When they were, you know, I hardly ever watched Friends. Ben said when they were talking the couch up the stairs. Pivot. Oh, I do remember that. Oh my gosh. The few Friend episodes I have read, I have watched. I totally remember that. Yes. Kara, I feel like, and I'm really just giving people a voice here right now. So if you want to share something, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm probably neglecting you, Instagram. I'm so sorry. Ending a great chapter is always difficult. We will find new paths and opportunities. I'm still writing my feedback for VIPKid because I keep getting distracted with all of this. Kara, I feel like I'm in flight or fight mode, but I don't want to fly because I love this field and I want to be ready to pivot. This leaves me fight, but who do I fight? So we have this weird limbo. Yeah, it's like I posted on Instagram today, you know, something about worrying. I can't even remember what I said. Taking control of the things that you control and not worrying about the things that you can't control. We can't control this. We can control our reactions. We can control our responses. And it's okay to yell and scream and get angry and feel like this is unfair and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we can't control it, but we can control what we do tomorrow. We can control, you know, how we move forward in this. And, you know, what are we going to do? Are you going to take the weekend and write out some options? Are you going to apply to other places? Whatever it is, like, start to think about what other opportunities you have and lean on each other, lean on this community. If you need to vent, feel free to email me. I'm all ears all the time. Thank you, Janie. Magic Years is offering $95 for referrals that teach 10 classes. Look, I can't even like begin to think about referrals to online ESL companies in China. I think that is so strange right now, even though I built you know, a little business out of that and have worked so hard to help so many teachers find this job that has transformed their lives. And for many teachers, you know, I've gotten messages over the years of teachers who are so grateful that VIPKid or whatever company allowed them to quit their jobs. I've helped so many teachers to do that, to work at home and stay home with their kids, you know, to be able to provide an income stream to pay off a mortgage or whatever it is. There's just story after story after story about, you know, how this job has just been so amazing. So, yeah, it's heartbreaking. I don't know. Candy says, I'm loving Cambly. Steph says it's like a scene in the movie where business is booming, the feds bust in, and it's an empty room. Yeah. Are you talking about what's going on this week? Think like Ross. Hashtag think like Ross. Yeah. George says, I've been teaching with VIPKid for 2 years, and for now, everything looks normal, but we don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we really, really don't. I mean, look, do I hope that they continue? Of course. But I wouldn't recommend relying on it, you know? Julie says, I canceled my second Magic Years I canceled my second Magic Years because it seemed like just another sinking ship. Do you mean your demo or your interview? Yeah, it is a sinking ship. It really, really is, for sure. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Yeah, it is. I just read it out loud earlier, Susan. It's somewhat optimistic. I'm sure things will change somewhat, but maybe it's not the end. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Let's hope. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I am going to end this in a minute here. And I just wanted to, I may not even keep this up on YouTube, actually, but just wanted to create a space to chat. And, you know, if anybody wanted to vent, just look at this. I mean, you know, over 150 people all in the same boat. We're all going through this. Like, there's a great community on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Online Teacher Dude, wonderful teachers supporting, talking about other opportunities, inspiring you to think bigger and dream bigger. So, you know, feel free to go on over to Instagram. It can be a little bit more supportive than Facebook sometimes. Thanks, Marco. Yeah, it is crazy, Michael. It really, really is. You know, there's been some really good times. Like, all I can do today is reflect on, I remember the day that I had my demo, the day that I had my mock class, the day that I got my contract, that nerve-wracking day when I had my first set of students, and I couldn't believe that it was real. I literally was just speechless that it was real. And I got fully booked from like the second day on. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's real. And, you know, and then I made my first YouTube video about VIPKid, and then it's just like progressed into something I never imagined. And it's crazy. Gregor, I hope to rewatch it from the beginning. You may have answered my questions. Yeah, maybe. Let's think we've all gotten good training, and now let's jump solo. Yeah, definitely, Stephanie. Thanks for always providing a supportive community. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I remember my first Apple review too. I haven't gotten a first Apple it's been a year, but I used to check like every month because I was always so worried about those apples. And now I never get new students anymore. It's always regulars. So I don't even get apples anymore. But yeah, I remember that. I remember my first no-show, thinking that the world had ended. In fact, I got like 4 no-shows in this last contract because I was moving and got so messed up with the time zone. And I was actually kind of close to I think I had 5 altogether, and I had never gotten no-shows before that. No-show. Yeah, I'm talking about like me no-showing for the class. But yeah, I do remember I had a no-show yesterday from a student. That was pretty cool because I never get those anymore. Hector, oh, this is a long one to repeat, Hector. Online maybe you're talking about specifically VIPKid. We don't know for sure, but they're sending kind of an optimistic message on the Hutong right now. So we will wait and see, I guess, for that. So, all right, guys, I am in a couple of hours heading out to Scale to Success, and it's not too late to buy a ticket. You can get the ticket for the replays as well. Lots of good speakers there. So feel free to grab that if you're looking for community this weekend and inspiration. Yeah, love to see you there. So goodbye, Instagram. I'm going to end this here for Instagram, but since this is my first live, I have never figured out how to end it. So let me see what I can do here. I guess you just click end. Is that what you do? Who knows on Instagram what you do? Yes, end. Okay. Okay. All right. And YouTube, thank you for being here as well. I'll leave this up for a little while if you were here and didn't catch the replay. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Peace and love to everyone for sure. Big virtual hugs. It's a hard week, but we're in it together, and this community is so strong. And, you know, we're going to figure this out, and I'm excited for all that is to come for all of us. So stay tuned. Keep watching my channel. I plan to continue to show up and help online teachers. and hope to see you really, really soon. So thanks everybody for being here again. Thank you, David. Appreciate all of you, and I will catch you all soon. It is getting late here, so I will say good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in from. Bye, everyone.